Hi, I'm Dr. Gorman, and I am one of the faculty members who helped create Math 95E. And so I'm here to welcome you to the course and to give you a little bit of an overview as to what you can expect this semester. So how the class works. What'll happen is you will be working independently, and what that means is you can progress through this course as fast as you want. If you are motivated, you can actually finish this course early. If you finish in the first 8 weeks, you can actually go on and take a second 8-week math course if you choose to register for another course. And so it's really up to you. We do have a timeline that you have to follow. There's like end dates for the last day to do things. But if you want to move stuff through any of the stuff faster, you absolutely can do that. And it's encouraged. So in terms of your grade this semester, it will be made up of homework in the ALEKS system. We have some other videos later on that you'll be watching about how to do ALEKS. So don't worry if you're like, I don't know what that is. That's okay. That'll account for 10% of your grade. 5% will come from instructor/tutor meetings. 15% of your grade will come from the tests that are in ALEKS. 45% of your grade will come from the written work from those tests in ALEKS. 5% of your grade will come from the ALEKS final exam, and then 20% of your grade comes from the written work in the final exam. And we're going to break down each of these, or I'm going to break down each of these. So a couple things, because when people hear that it says that I'm working independently, they often think that they're all on their own in the course, and that is absolutely not the case. So your instructor, so you have a lab instructor and a lecture instructor. That might be me, and that might not be me. So depending, you're going to have 2 instructors no matter what. And your instructor each week during class times, so during the first class each week from both your lecture and your lab instructor, they will be holding a mini lesson or review of the stuff that you should be working on in ALEKS that week. So if you need some more explanations, then that's a great place to go. You're not required to attend them, but we encourage you to attend them and ask questions and get help. We also in this course have embedded tutors. So we have tutors that are only working on Math 95E, so they're set up to help you out. Myself and Professor Cook spent a lot of time making individualized lesson videos for every single section in this course. So if you're the type of person that's like, I want somebody to teach me, right? I don't want to learn this myself. I want somebody to teach me. You want to look for those videos. And in the ALEKS video later on, we show you exactly where to find those videos. So be sure to look for those videos. And then your instructor, both your lab and your lecture instructor, will also have office hours. You can set up appointments with them. You can email them. So there's lots of ways for you to get help in this course. So the ALEKS homework. So it's 10% of your grade. There'll be ALEKS homework due most weeks. There's some weeks where it might not be an ALEKS homework due because there's tests. Your grade for an assignment will be the percentage of the required topics for that week that you complete. So if there were 10 topics and you only got through 9 of them, you would get a 90%. You're also going to have to meet with your instructors and tutors throughout the semester. So you're going to be required to meet with your lecture instructor one-on-one sometime after test 1 or test 2. And you're going to be required to meet with your lab instructor one-on-one sometime after test 3 or test 4. These are not in-person meetings, they are virtual, and your instructors will contact you as to setting them up. You also have to visit the embedded tutors one time during the second or the third week of the semester. This is so you can kind of find out what tutoring is like and know how to access it. When you go to the tutoring page in our course, there's actually a link for a survey that you have to fill out after you visit the tutors, and that's how you get credit for going to see them once in the first 2 weeks of the course. You only have to take that survey once. You don't have to do it every time you see a tutor, just that one first time that you go. Okay, tests. So the tests are going to be made up of like two different pieces. So one piece is you're going to go on ALEKS, you're going to take the test on ALEKS, it's going to give you a score. Now, for the problems, when you're taking the test, you should be doing work. Okay, so you should be writing down your work for the problems that you're doing. Your written work will be graded separately, and that's actually worth way more of the points. So only a little bit of the points comes from whether you actually get the problem correct or not. Most of the points come from how well you did in working out the work. There are 4 tests. Each of them is an hour and 20 minutes. You can take an exam as soon as you are finished the material for that exam. And there's a last day to take each exam. If you are trying to take the exam ahead of the pace of the course, which is absolutely okay and encouraged, you will need a password from your instructor to take the test. And that's just to make sure that you're ready to take the test. We don't want you accidentally taking a test you're not ready for. There are reviews on Canvas along with video solutions for each of the exams. And you have to upload your written work from the test to Canvas within 15 minutes of completing the test. And there are no makeups on the test for any reasons. The final exam score, so your ALEKS final exam score, will replace your lowest ALEKS test score at the end of the semester if it's higher. So let's say I had one test and I got a 40 on ALEKS, but then on the final exam, I got an 80, and that 40 was my lowest grade. That 80 would replace the 40. Same thing for the work. So your lowest ALEKS test, your lowest work, will be replaced with your score on the final exam, as long as it's higher. We're not going to penalize you. So if in the reverse scenario, if you got a 40 on the final exam, we're not going to erase an 80 and put a 40. It's important to note that the final exam does count in and of itself. So even if you got that 40 on the final exam and it might not replace your lowest grade, it still is going to count towards your grade in terms of the final. As you can see here, the final exam itself is worth, the ALEKS grade is worth 5% and the written work is 20%. The final exam is comprehensive. What that means is it covers the whole entire semester. It too is an hour and 20 minutes. You can also take the final exam as soon as you are ready to take it. You don't have to wait till the end of the semester if you've completed all the stuff by then. And just like the other tests, there's a review for the final exam. And once you've completed the final exam, you're done with the course. There's nothing else that you have to do in the course. Okay, so a couple notes on this uploading of work. You must upload your work from the test to Canvas by, as I said, 15 minutes after it's due. There are videos to help you upload it. The written work is its own score. And you could get a problem correct on ALEKS and still get the problem wrong on the written work. And I see I spelled still wrong. Sorry about that on the slide. But you can get a problem correct on ALEKS and still get the work incorrect. So if you got a problem correct by luck, or you know, a different means, but you don't have work that backs it up, then you will not receive credit for the work when you're grading the written work. So your work has to include writing down each problem you did on the test, the work you did to obtain the answer, and the answer itself. If a problem is missing from your paper, you will receive no credit for that problem, even if it is correct in ALEKS. And if you turn in your work more than 15 minutes after you finished your test in ALEKS, you are, as it says in the syllabus, the wording is exact in the syllabus, but you are at risk of losing points. Your instructor can take off half credit of the exam if you upload your work late. Also, just a note here that the Math 95E committee is well aware that there are a lot of different apps, websites that will solve problems for you. And so using those apps and websites is prohibited on the tests and the final exam. And there are problems on the test and the final exam where those apps will not actually give you the correct answer. And so it's very easy to tell when you do use them. And if you are found using them, then you may receive 0 points for your written work. So a couple other quick things here. Materials, so you're going to need to purchase an ALEKS access code. We do have a financial aid code, which will get you into ALEKS working right away once you've gotten through all of this kind of welcome video stuff. And that'll allow you to start working, but eventually you will have to purchase the code. You need a non-graphing calculator. Here are the 2 calculators that we recommend. And we actually have videos to show you how to do some things on these 2 particular calculators. They're both pretty cheap calculators. You can get them for under $15. So those are kind of ones to look out for. And then a couple other things, during your first class meetings, your instructors will go over their preferred way of being contacted, whether they would like to be emailed through Canvas or directly in their email. If you need help in the course, you should reach out to your instructor first, right? So I know that you're seeing my face, but I may not be your actual individual instructor. So if you want to reach out to your instructor, if you ever have any issues in the course or anything like that, you can feel free to contact me, but you want to contact your instructor in terms of individual type things first. So if you're having trouble getting in contact with your instructor, that's when you would reach out to me. Otherwise, you should be sending any emails or information or questions that you have to your individual lab and lecture instructors. And if you go to Canvas, our course shell is merged. So all the instructors are in the course shell. And so because of that, you want to make sure that you select your specific instructor when you're emailing from Canvas. Don't just hit instructor, because it will go to all the instructors of Math 95E, and then you'll get a lot of emails back saying you're not my student. So be sure to pick your individual instructor. If you don't know who your individual lab or lecture instructor is, you can log into My CSN and find out there. Okay, and then finally, you want to keep working through all the steps on this first day information page. And then the last step will finally get you into ALEKS so that you can start working. I hope you have a great semester. You can do this. We built this course to have a lot of help in it for you. And so I am confident that you can make it through this course. And I hope everything goes well for you.